My name's Louis Cole. I make daily videos of my life and global adventures.
Please give it up for the man behind Fun for Louis. Louis! All right, my name is Eddie Say, by the way. I'm happy to be here with you guys this morning. Hi, Louis. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Yeah, welcome to Dubai. You traveled the whole world. Have you been to Dubai before? Or is it your
Once
first time?
before, yeah. In 2013, I came here and got to go up the Burj Khalifa, but I only stayed 2 days, so I'm looking forward to this whole week here.
Oh, great. Wonderful. Yeah. I was reading up about you, and I think your background is very fascinating. How did it all start? When did you go? You started the Boom Bus.
Yeah.
How did that come about? What was that about?
So I used to work in an office back when I left school, and I was doing 3D animation. So it was quite a fun job, but after a while I realised the restrictions of a 9-to-5 kind of working job didn't really suit me. So I actually ended up learning how to survive on very little and ended up doing a lot of kind of charity work and community work. And then I had this vision to get a double-decker bus and kitted it out and worked in kind of bad neighbourhoods in London with young people that were getting into trouble. And I did that for about 5 years. I was doing basically my own project that I started, and then accidentally stumbled into the whole YouTube thing.
And so you started with something called Food for Louis. How did you get the idea for that? I don't know if people know about it. What was Food for Louis?
So I was with some friends one evening, and we were just bored, and they said, "Oh, we should start a YouTube channel." And at this stage, I only ever knew YouTube as, there was funny videos. I used to watch music videos on there, but I didn't realise it was this platform where there was personalities and creators that actually had regular content. So I'd always been quite adventurous and a bit silly with things. So they used to film me on their mobile phones, like eating spiders, and I'd done a bit of travelling at this point. So I'd been to Thailand, and they cook scorpions, and you can buy them on the street and stuff. So I had a kind of open mind to what I could eat, and then we started filming videos of just me eating crazy things, and I started gathering a bit of an audience online, and then they would challenge me to eat things. But yeah, it was quite bizarre, and I think the videos were a little bit controversial.
Yeah, you got in a little bit of trouble for that as well.
A little bit. I think people questioned the ethics of it, and it kind of pushed me to a point where I was like, this is fun. Some of the videos went viral. I started gaining quite a following, but I decided this wasn't really the message that I wanted to communicate to the world, and I didn't want that to be my legacy. So at this stage, I'd met some other kind of YouTube creators. Some of them were, would create bedroom vlogs where they just talk about topical things. There were musicians, there were people doing kind of comedy sketches, and I thought, this is a platform where I can essentially do anything I want on it. So I just decided to reinvent myself and started a second channel. I stopped creating the kind of controversial eating challenge videos, and then decided, do you know what, I love traveling, and maybe I could try kind of daily documenting my life, and it kind of started from there, really, the fun for Louis.
What made you think that I'm going to travel the world and videotape everything that I do and then share that with the world? Was that the plan, or was it I want to travel and that sort of happened for you?
So I've always had a passion for travel since I can remember, and I've always had a passion for filming things. So it kind of, it made sense to me, like all these two passions I've got, they came together. Also, I've got a passion for, I guess, seeing something positive, like a positive change in the world, impacting those around me, and to be able to have a platform that hopefully inspires people. That was just an exciting concept to me. So yeah, I think it started off, I did a little road trip around the UK, and then I went to America, and I didn't realise at that stage just how big the channel would grow and the opportunities that would come from it. So it's just been really exciting.
When did you first realize that you can make a living off of YouTube videos? When did that sort of sink in?
I didn't. When I first uploaded on the Food Fillery channel, I had no idea. Then back at that stage, you had to apply for a YouTube partnership, so it wasn't available for everyone to make money off YouTube. And we got accepted, and it suddenly dawned on me. I was like, wow, if you're generating enough traffic to your channel, like views to your videos, you can earn some money from this. And that was never my kind of aim from the start. Even with Fun Fluey, although I was aware of it, I thought, I just thought, if I can just generate enough just to maybe still, maybe just make it, I'd still need to maybe do some other work on the side, but if I can just have enough to create enough time to make videos. But yeah, I didn't really plan it, if you know what I mean. I didn't think it would go this far and that I'd be able to live fully, without having to do anything else. This would be my full kind of job, essentially.
So you packed your bags and you start traveling, you start filming. Was the intention to create some sort of show, whether it is on YouTube or TV, or it's, for you, what was the motivation for the content? Was it, I want to do something positive with this, with my travels and my experiences, or was it, I just want to have some really cool footage of me traveling around the world? What was that motive like?
Yeah, I think it's always been the aim to do something more positive. Like I said, when I was doing Food for Louis, I just thought, this isn't really the message I want to communicate. And then it challenged me to think, what is my message? And I think I'm still, in a way, figuring out what is the clear message I'm trying to communicate. But one of them is just to pursue passions, to step outside your comfort zone, to seek out adventure in your own life. And maybe that looks very different to how I kind of do that. But what I hope is the passion that I'm expressing and I guess exploring the world and the adventure of my videos can hopefully inspire people. And it seems to, from the feedback I get, YouTube's such a great platform for interaction because you see a lot of the comments every day. You're getting thousands of people responding to how, the videos you're putting out, and across other social platforms as well. Because I think if you're an online kind of personality, you need to be putting content out on multiple platforms. So, but all of those mean that you can interact quite well with your viewers. And the message I get is that people are inspired, that they feel empowered to, like I said, step outside their comfort zones and try things. And for me, I'm excited that can be the message I'm sharing.
Before we started, they were talking about consistency in putting up stuff on YouTube. How consistent are you? Is there something as less is more, or is there something as this is too much content? How do you go about it?
So I decided from an early stage that because I can't predict sometimes what I'm even doing tomorrow, it's hard to predict which days to film. So I just thought if I just film every day, then I'm not going to miss anything. I'm kind of an all or nothing kind of person. In some areas I'm kind of extreme. So I just started, I think initially I started a month. I did everyday filming and I thought, I can do a month. I can do a month everyday filming. And I was making like maybe 3-minute videos every day. And then I experimented a bit after that, doing maybe every other day. And then I decided just over 2 years ago just to start filming every single day. And the more loyal and interested my audience got, I started lengthening the videos because they wanted more. They wanted to see slightly longer versions of my day. So I think now I'm probably uploading 10 to 15-minute long videos every day. But at the beginning of this year, I decided to take 1 day off a week. So I'm doing 6 days a week now. But it's good. It's been a challenge at times, but I think, like you said, consistency is really important. And YouTube also, I think they favour kind of people that are uploading regularly. So they, in the way that they suggest videos and people see your videos, if you're uploading regularly, it's really helpful to kind of get your videos out there.
You were talking about the audience. Is there a lot of pressure for you to provide, some sort of content that has to be this quality, or are you just sharing your story? Is it low key for you, or is there a lot of pressure? Oh no, we need a moment for this episode or for this video.
I think trying to get the balance right is important. I don't want my whole life to be shaped around what people want to see. I think I need to tell them in the way, this is me, this is what I'm creating. If you want to join this journey, then subscribe, and this is what it is. The danger sometimes with people making content is they pigeonhole themselves too much. They start making one type of content, and then they decide, I want to do other content, or this isn't what I'm enjoying. But they've already built up people that have subscribed to that particular content. And this is the problem with Food for Louis, and this is why I didn't just start putting videos on that channel, because at that stage I must have had maybe 200,000 people subscribe to watch extreme videos of me doing challenges. If I'd suddenly been like, oh, today guys, I'm just going to, hang out with some friends and, whatever I was doing, they would have been up in arms, like really angry, so that's why I decided from the start to be like, this is just my life. Some days I'm just relaxing and it's not extreme. And, the video you saw at the beginning, that was a montage of clips throughout the whole year. So they were the most energetic, the most exciting clips of all of my videos. But some days are more kind of relaxed, and it's okay because that's what people have subscribed to watch. So I don't think I'm trying to sell myself as anything other than this is just me.
So the content is relaxed, but is the production relaxed? What camera do you use?
So I've got a small point and shoot. Shall I show them? This is the camera I'm using most days. This is it's just a small handheld camera, and it just fits my pocket, and it's not too intrusive either. It's not like a big DSLR camera and you're filming things and people are very aware of it. So I can just, it feels like almost like this is a part of me now, because I carry it around with me, all day, every day. And it's, I'd say you can experiment with different cameras, but I've found the smaller cameras are better, just especially if you're trying to capture content on the go, and a lot of content, it's easier.
It is, because people, especially in this region, constantly assume they need big production, the lighting manager and that kind of stuff to put up YouTube videos. So it is pretty cool to see the other side of it. I think a lot of people use their phones on Instagram, and this is very popular here. Is that something that you would look into switching? Are you, because you obviously started with shorter videos and then it went long.
Yeah.
Would you consider going on Instagram and being on a shorter or easier or quicker to watch platform? That's 15 seconds, or is that too limiting for you?
Yeah, it's interesting you brought that up. I think there's so many video apps coming out, and I think long term for me, I'd imagine at some stage the technology in a phone is going to be so good that I won't need to carry a separate camera. But at the moment, this camera is quite, it's quite a lot better than filming my phone. But I do think there's a place for filming on your phone, and like you said, there's platforms. I use Snapchat just to update people with things I'm doing, and realizing this divide of to the difficulty to find a camera to film and then to upload that. To put that on your computer, to edit it, then to upload it. It's quite a long process. I think for some people that's a bit of a barrier to maybe want to explore YouTube as a platform. So this is feedback I had from a lot of my viewers. I actually this year with a friend have developed an app as a bit of a, I guess it's a bit of a stepping stone towards making longer videos. So there's an app where you can called Story that I've been helping develop, and it's creating longer videos than say Snapchat or Instagram or Vine. You can basically stitch video clips together, and for me it's an introduction to how to vlog and document and tell a story. Because I personally think, for me, Instagram and Vine don't offer long enough. Yeah. I think, for instance, Vine has been used mainly online as a comedy app now. People want to make short 6-second comedy sketches that just there's a punchline and you have a little laugh and then you move on, rather than telling a story, rather there being a narrative there. So I think for me, I prefer the longer form content.
If somebody comes up to you and says, you know what, we love what you're doing, we want to make a TV show out of it, would you consider something like that? Or would you say, you know what, YouTube is that platform where I have the freedom?
I talk to people in TV that are running successful shows, and when they tell me their viewing stats, it's similar, if not smaller, than the views I'm getting monthly on my channel. I think it would be a different audience to reach, but I would love to, if I was ever to do TV, was just to keep more control of my content than I often see. Even reality shows on TV, they aren't reality, they're scripted, they're manipulated a lot by the producers to communicate something else. And I think what people love about YouTube and people creating videos on this platform, it's authentic, it's raw, people are, like, it's not incredibly well produced, it's sometimes quite amateur, but I think people love that. They like believing this is a real person that they're connecting with. And I think when you watch TV, sometimes it's overly produced and you can tell it's not real, even the reality stuff, I think.
It's very interesting you say that, because television, sometimes there's nothing on and then you're going to watch the show, but YouTube requires a lot of loyalty. There's billions of videos out there that you can pick from, but why are you going to come to, a Fun for Louis and watch that? How do you know what your audience wants when you're putting something together?
I think if I was just interested in views, I think maybe I would look at making more viral content, really shocking stuff, or I'd look at topical things and try and play on that. I've decided to go down a different route with YouTube. My content isn't viral at all. It's just a slow building of loyalty. So people get to know me as a person, and I'm pretty transparent. I share a lot of my life online, so people get to know me, and a lot of people view me almost as a friend, and they want to tune in every day and just see what I've been up to, and they're interested in following my life. It often doesn't even matter what I'm doing now, because it isn't dependent on the content. It really is to do with me as a person that they've chosen to watch. So some days I'm just, I'm literally flying all day. I'll just get on a plane and I'm sitting on a plane and I might share a little bit about what I'm thinking about, but that's pretty much all, my video is. And people still tune in and they all watch it and comment. And so I think I've gone down a specific type of content. I think that's just one type of content. You've got another type of content which could be, I don't know, like music video parodies or something, or things where people, they might not know the person as much, but the content itself is something that, was talked about earlier, is shareable. I don't think my videos are particularly shareable, but I still gain, a large number of subscribers every day. So there must be something in it that's interesting to people, I guess.
Do you know where your biggest fan base comes from?
So I've got, my biggest fan base is the UK and then the US. It's almost equal. And then it's Canada, Australia, and then I think maybe like Germany, then like Scandinavia. But then it spreads out. It's global. It's really global. There's, I could break down all the stats, but that's what I think is great about YouTube as well. You can look in the analytics and you can watch, where people are coming from, how long they're watching your videos for. It's brilliant. It really helps you sculpt your content and stuff. And like you said, if you know people are watching from a particular region or country, then you can decide like, okay, so it's appealing to these kind of people. With Food for Louis, because I wasn't talking much. I was just doing things. So my biggest audience was actually in South Korea, bigger than any other country. Yeah.
Did you look at something like this country, you have that many followers, and be surprised? Did one of them surprise you? Go, really?
Yeah, I think it is surprising sometimes the amount of people watching YouTube in countries that I didn't even know that YouTube would be a big thing. So yeah, it is surprising to look down and.
So the comments in YouTube are very tricky because you want people to interact with you, but you have the YouTube critiques that will pick up on the worst thing, and just if you look at all the comments they make, they're always negative. Does that bother you, or do you try to deal with them, or that doesn't faze you anymore?
I'd say most of the time it doesn't bother me. Occasionally there's a comment that will get to me. I've now decided, for a while I would let anyone comment anything, but when they're saying something specific, especially about someone in the video. So, for instance, people started talking about my sister that I'd brought on holiday with me, and they were saying quite nasty things. And it wasn't everyone; it was a very small percentage, but that really angered me because she would read those comments, and that would hurt her feelings. So, I actually talked in one of my videos about, that I wanted my community to be a positive community online, and if people were going to start making it a negative place, then I would have to block them from commenting because, I don't want that negativity surrounding my channel, and I want people that come and comment and share what their dreams are and what they want to do and how encouraged they feel. I don't want them to then fear that other people are going to attack them in the comment section. So I've had to slightly kind of filter some of the comments. If they've got a different opinion to me, that it's not so bad. But if they really are just being hateful, then they can leave.
Did you ever get discouraged? Like you're in the middle of, I don't know, Cuba, and you say, you know what, I just want to pack my bags and go home. Did you ever get discouraged like that and say, you know what am I doing? This is a lot.
Do you know what's really interesting? I really don't view myself as having a home.
Wow.
I never get homesick. I miss maybe certain people, but I also am privileged enough to be able to travel to visit the people that I want to spend time with the most. So there's never a point where I'm like, I just need to go home, because I just don't sit, right now my home is Dubai. And then I'm going to Spain next week, and that'll be my home for a short time. And I've never felt like I need to give up on anything. And sometimes I challenge myself and think, what am I doing? What am I communicating? Do I need to really focus my vision again? Because it's very easy just to go with the flow and I'm just traveling to location. But I do sometimes want to be, I think this year for me, I've wanted to be more intentional. I want to share more inspiring stories. I want to visit places which aren't necessarily the tourist destinations and chat to people about their struggles and stories from those places. So I think for this year for me, I'd like to be doing a lot more of that alongside the kind of fun activities and adventures that I'm doing.
Do you know how many countries you've been to? Have you counted?
Yeah, I think I've been to 59 countries.
Wow.
Yeah.
And do you have a list of countries that you still haven't been to that you want to get to?
I haven't written the list down, but in my head there's definitely some. I'd love to explore more of the Middle East. I think that's definitely would excite me because it's such a unique culture here.
Have you done a lot of videos here before, or were you just here in Dubai?
I've done, just Dubai, and then I think 2 years ago I was in Egypt as well, but that's pretty much the only places I've been, and Turkey. But I'd love to explore a lot of this region, If you weren't a YouTuber, if YouTube didn't exist as a platform, what would you have done? Which direction would you have taken? I still think I would be traveling. I think that traveling would look a little bit different. I've still managed to, I've still got a lot of friends around the world, regardless of the connections I've made through YouTube. So I think staying with friends has always been a thing I've done. So, that's a much cheaper way to travel. I think it would be focused on, I guess what I was doing before is kind of social and community work, which has always been something I've been keen to express in my videos as well and trips that I do. I often like to do trips that have that focus. But if YouTube hadn't been in the picture, I think I would be doing a lot of the same things. I just wouldn't be able to have that platform to show that to the world.
And did you ever think of sort of merging your Fun for Louis with your charity work from before? Because that's how initially it started. But do you have a goal that you want to achieve, or you're just happy with how things are going right now?
I think I'd like to incorporate more of the charity projects and stuff to my channel. I guess it's just getting the balance right because, like I said, people are interested in exploring the world as well. And some of the projects I've been to visit can be tough to film and to talk to people that are going through a lot of challenging things. Like when I was in Kenya, I was visiting a children's home, and then we we went to an area where a lot of people were living in really extreme poverty, and I was talking to some of them and sharing their stories, and it was pretty heart-wrenching. And I think I can put that on my channel, but if every day people, you know, tuned in and they were getting emotional, I think it'd be a very different channel than tuning in sometimes to feel inspired, and you know, they can watch something a bit more light-hearted. And so I think it's getting the balance right. I want to show that the reality of what my life is. But yeah, I would like to look, especially this year, at choosing the traveling, like the trips which will give me opportunities to show the reality of the world we live in. It's not all fun and games and skydiving and, you know, everything. Although that's a part of it, there's also, you know, there's a responsibility, and hopefully I can rally my audience behind causes, which I've done in the past, fundraising for, you know, to help specific people and to show, you know, to highlight things that are happening, and, you know, like, guys, let's get behind this cause. I think that's a great thing about having an audience and a platform, is you really feel like you can change something if you want to, because you've got all these people that are listening to what I'm saying, and I can share something and they want to get on board. And so I think that will be a big part of my channel, yeah.
Do you filter a lot? Do you feel like, you know what, this isn't very positive? You know, whether, you know, it's too depressing or it's too angry. Do you always say, you know what, I'm not interested in that. I really just want to have a positive message out there?
I would say I lean towards just including more positive content on my channel. Sometimes I might not, if I'm frustrated with something or angry, I might not communicate that on my video. Just because that's, you know, sometimes I do, but sometimes it's just me being a bit silly, and like, I don't, you know, if I stop and really think about it, I'm like, it's not an issue. But I do like to communicate reality, and that's why sometimes maybe I do want to share where I've been upset by something, or I'm not happy about something, because people need to know that you can't be beaming with happiness every second of every day, and the reality is that there are challenges in life. So if I'm saying this is my life and this is the reality of my life, it's good to get a balance.
All right, we can talk forever, but I just got a signal. We do have some time for Q&A. If you guys, anyone have a question? I think we have a lady over there.
Hi. My name is Al-Anud. It's great to meet you in person. I think you have an amazing personality, so my question is about that. What do you think, did your journey somehow change you as a person? Did it contribute to your self-development? And can you recall a specific learning experience from your journeys?
My journey with YouTube, or just
Traveling.
traveling? Okay, yeah. So I think who I am today is a lot to do with the people that I've been around, with my upbringing and my family and my friends. I think my family have always been open-minded about the world, and from a relatively young age, they would show me that the way that we were living wasn't the only way, and the culture that we're used to isn't the, you know, the correct way to live. It's just one way that we, you know, people live. So we'd been on trips which were definitely a big eye-opener for me. I think at the age of 14, we went to Malaysia and Indonesia, and for me that, you know, I just saw such a different side to the world I'd never seen. I remember that being very life-changing. I also think the friends I've grown up with have all been massively supportive and encouraging, and always challenged the social norms and challenged the world we live in. And that's been something that I guess being in that environment has always made me think. So yeah, I think the whole journey of life that I've been on has definitely shaped who I am today. But like I said, it's mainly the people that have been around me.
Any more questions? Over here.
I have this question. You know, we've been as YouTube creators. This perception has been in our mind. The videos, it has to be with a big production, with high quality resolution videos, not vlogging. But recently, YouTube proved to us the verses. Vlogging is more close to people. Mainly, I'm speaking on behalf of our region. The perception is like you have to have red camera, 5D, director and sound engineer, so you can produce YouTube videos. Just give me, I don't know how to say the different. Why this is working and why this is not working on
Okay.
YouTube.
Yeah. So there are different styles you can, or different formats you can put on YouTube. It's such a broad platform. Some of my friends, they make YouTube videos. They might make a weekly video, and it might be really high production. They might have filmed it on a red camera, like with a crew and everything. For me, I've decided to go through for the more handheld, kind of amateur. I'm learning more filming skills, but it is still amateur. I'm still just like doing it myself and editing it every evening. I think for me, what I believe is more, people find more, that they can watch those videos more, is that it feels more authentic to them. When they look at something highly produced and well directed, it feels to them often more like television. They're watching television. The thing that's different about YouTube is it's a platform where all of us can make videos on. And for them to, when you're looking into the lens of the camera and you're talking as if they're there, people often say, I feel like I'm there with you. Just because I'm like getting in the car and I'm like traveling around, it's not this smooth, steady cam, like amazing shots. Sometimes, if I'm in a beautiful place, I'll try and film some more cinematic things, but I think it's more to do with it's more relatable, and it feels more authentic to them. And I think that's why often videos that are lower budget and they're just handheld things do better, I think. That's my understanding.
Thank you.
One final question, the gentleman over there, please.
I just want to ask you about how you monetize. It's a question that I haven't heard that much in this conference about. How do you monetize from your videos? Where did it change from idea to product? Where was the transition where you thought, I'm just going to go traveling, to thinking, I can actually sustain a living out of this, maybe make a business, or at least start making money out of it? So
it's a great question. So I think YouTube, unlike pretty much every other social media platform, it has an inherent built-in, it's a monetized platform from the start. Like any of you could upload a video today, click a button, and you're instantly earning money. That's different from Instagram and Facebook and everything. Like there's ways to make money from those other social platforms, but for me, YouTube, from the start, they encourage people to put content on the platform by incentivizing them and saying, look, we can split the advertising revenue. So when I realized that from the start, it wasn't the sole reason I was uploading. It wasn't my main motivation, but it also made me think, if I wanted to pursue this passion I have, and I am generating enough interest and views on my videos, then it will long term pay off, and it will start helping me to live, and it sustain my life of traveling and everything. So there's for those of you who don't know, Google offer this ad revenue split where you have the pop-ups and the pre-rolls to your videos, and it's literally per view you get a certain amount of money, and there's loads of things that affect that, but essentially that's how it works. On top of that, what I've started relatively recently doing is, because I've got a large platform now, brands and tourism boards and stuff want to pay me to work with them. And that's where I need to be careful not to risk the integrity of the content I'm making, and where I've built up this authenticity with my viewers, that they don't feel like, are you just selling us things now, So I turned down quite a few sponsored opportunities, but also if it's something which I think, this could work with my channel, it gives me, if it's a tourism board, it gives me the opportunity to visit a country, to show people what that country has to offer, and it could be an exciting adventure, and it also benefits the people wanting to advertise to my audience, because they've got this large audience of people that listen to everything I'm saying. So that's another way for YouTube as a platform that it can be monetized, is with an audience and just brands or, like I said, tourism boards. I think it's an exciting thing. And for those of you that maybe have been working with these other platforms that are represented today and haven't really considered YouTube, I think it's definitely worth looking into, and it can be competitive. But from what I understand, especially in this region, it's not something that's really taken off as powerfully as Instagram and some of the other platforms. So if there's anything I'd leave you guys with is definitely start experimenting. Don't be scared to fail with content. It's all a learning process. It's all a journey, and I think for me, going back to the money thing, it was never the primary motive. It was just a benefit and a secondary thing that helped support everything that I was doing. So it came from a passion of video making and wanting to share a positive message on the platform.
Did it change, you said?
Did it change?
Did it change how you looked at making your videos? Since you start making money out of it, of course, this takes your objective. The initial objective is, let's make some videos about traveling.
Yeah.
Now, if somebody's paying you about it, they want some kind of return, or somebody's sponsoring your video. Of course, you're not going to go for, I don't know, sorry if somebody here works for Monsanto. You're not going to go for Monsanto, right? But you might go for somebody who might want a certain ROI or something like that. As a sponsor, they want you to represent their brand in a particular way.
Like I said, as long as it's not compromising my message, and as long as it can be portrayed as part of the adventure and the experience I'm having somewhere, I don't mind sharing that. If someone's hosting me, if someone's given me something to try out, like a new camera or something, I don't mind sharing that with my audience. Like you said, though, if it starts compromising what I really believe in, if it's a brand or a product that I don't want to promote, then I just have to be strong. I have to be strong, and even if they're offering me tons of money, I need to be aware that I have a responsibility with this platform and with this audience that trusts me, not to abuse that. And it is something. Every opportunity that comes in, I have to weigh up and decide, what the ethical or right choice is. And it's hard sometimes. It is hard, and I know it's an evolving thing, but there you go.
I'm afraid that's all the time we have. Thank you very much, Louis, for being with us here in Dubai and
My
for
pleasure.
sharing.